to the Ohio Ram Show.
Well, hello, Lee Kreider here with the Ohio Ram Show, a show about ultra cycling and, of course, the race across America, which is just around the corner. Show number 378, and this is the start of our 10th year of doing this show.
Awesome.
I mentioned this to my wife yesterday, and she says, I can't believe it. But here we are.
Definitely.
Jim.
Hey, this is Jim Lawyer, and as usual, our Ohio Ram Show is brought to you by our Ohio Ram time stations. 41 in Oxford, 42 in Blanchester, and 43 in Chillicothe, and all the great people that help us do all the time stations.
Yeah, and we weren't sure what was going to happen tonight, Jim, and we still aren't.
That's right. We're just playing it off the cuff tonight.
We've invited a lot of people to join in here, and we hope maybe some more will show up. We do have a couple people.
Yeah.
And we also have a great prize tonight, Jim.
Definitely.
It's a great giveaway.
Great giveaway. The book by Dex Tooke.
Yeah, can we find that?
Yeah, let me bring that up.
It's here somewhere. You can find it.
I'll find it real quick.
Yeah, I don't have a book to hold up because my copy is on my Kindle.
Yes.
And I remember I actually was reading it in the dentist office while I was getting a root canal, and that's how engrossing it is. It's a great book.
Yes.
It's been around a little while, but still has all the value that it once did, Jim.
Definitely.
With all the, not as many people as we might have, let's get into some news. Have you got you don't have a slide, do you?
No, I don't have a slide because I was expecting most of the time spent on people. We will go ahead and show the days until RAAM starts. Solos start in 8 days, 17 hours, and 57 minutes roughly. Solos start in 12 days.
Seconds.
That's right. So it'll be a great start to the race this year, even though it will be a slightly abbreviated number of entries. But it still will be a great race.
Just had another guest pop in. That's great.
Yes, I see that. Great. So we'll go ahead and remove that.
Keep on coming.
Definitely.
I saw that the Transcontinental has been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
You said that's one Georgie.
No, he's doing the one. He's doing the Transcontinental States. Not the Trans Am, but the other one. Yeah, not the Trans Am, but the next one.
That one left a couple days ago. In fact, my son and daughter-in-law left on their coast to coast almost at the same time from the same location, and they'll follow some of the route, but a little bit different.
Yeah, isn't that your old tandem, or is that their tandem?
No, that's not my old Santana
that's not your old
of 1980. That's their Calfee carbon frame.
Yes.
Belt driven, and I have to say that those bags are all designed and made by my grandson. He has this little company, Exile Designs. He does custom made bags, and
that's beautiful.
We'll talk about those some other time. But if you need a custom made bag, let me know, and I'll put you in touch with him.
Definitely.
And, in fact, he did the Unbound Gravel 200, and he's going to make a little report on it in a couple days. So, and we'll get more to that in a moment. But those of us who are in Ohio any length of time in cycling, have been around, know the name Charlie Pace, who was the director of the Tour of the Scioto River Valley for, I think, over 40 years.
Yep.
Did a wonderful job. Brought that into one of the largest cycling events in the Midwest and for a while in the nation, until it got surpassed by some others. It's kind of a shadow of its former self. I think, I was counting up today, I think I did it 28 times.
Wow, that's one I never got to do.
Well, it's
So,
still around.
yes.
They've changed it quite a lot. They moved it away from Mother's Day weekend, but Charlie passed away this week, and our best to our condolences to his family.
Definitely.
He was a really great guy. I had a chance of dealing with him several times. Had him to a banquet once as a speaker. He's a great speaker. And rest in peace, Charlie Pace.
Yes, definitely.
The other piece of news, I'm giving the news tonight.
There you go. Hey, we're switching things up tonight.
Nicole Rice is off the roster. I understand she could not get in the United States.
Oh, that's why, yes.
And that is a severe disappointment.
Yes.
I'm so looking forward to her being here this year. And so that's going to happen. We've got some birthdays.
You got those? Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Joe Lawhorn.
Ohio's very own Joe Lawhorn, yes.
And now give us the news about Joe and Heather.
Yeah,
Jim.
they were out at, what is it, the Dirty Kansas? I think is what it
Well, it's the Unbound Gravel now.
Unbound Gravel. And riding Tandem. And they had a little issue with a big gap in the road and broke their wheel, 3 or 4 spokes, and weren't able to finish. But did a great job keeping the bike up and no injuries, so we're proud about that.
Well, we're happy they weren't hurt. I know that
Yes.
that's a rough race. There's a lot of people go down. I noticed that the dropout rate in Matt's race, the 200, was pretty significant, the people that didn't make it. And I think that's crashes and a whole bunch of things going on there. There's another one of our good friends popping in to say hello.
Yes,
We'll
definitely.
get
We're
to
going to
you
have a
in
good
just
show,
moment.
yes.
So, you know, how this came about, we should say, is after the last show, we got to chatting here, and we decided that what went on after we went off the air was better than what happened while the show was live, because people just started chatting with one another. So that's what we're going to do tonight, and it looks like our concerns about having some people here. So before we start introducing folks, Jim, I'll let you do this. Just want to say, when we introduced you, give us your name, where you're from, where you're at now, and what you're doing in RAAM or RAW in 2021, and then we're just going to start chatting among ourselves. Just make a quick introduction like that.
Definitely. Before we do that, if you're watching out there, post your comments or questions for everybody and get a chance to win the Dex Tooke book. So definitely just post, hey, we're here, we're from Toledo, Ohio, or wherever, and just shout out. And thank you, Vesna, for posting.
Just like Vesna said there, anybody post on YouTube or on Facebook, your name automatically goes in the hopper, even if you tell us we're no good.
There you go.
But we won't put that up on the screen.
No, never. All right, let's get to our first honored guest tonight, which they're all very honored and very great people. We'll go to Giovanni first.
Hello.
Hey, Giovanni, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Good.
Very good. You want to tell us who you are and where you're at now, and a little bit about what you're doing for RAAM or RAW this year?
Okay. My name is Giovanni Prosperi. I'm from Italy, but I live in Ohio, Cleveland area. Now I'm in Colorado, in Frisco, for altitude training. And I will take part in RAAM in a 2-person relay team. Twisted Cycling is the name of the team. My teammate is a Swiss ultra cyclist. It's a very good ultra cyclist. His name is Philip May. And I'm very excited to do RAAM because it will be my first RAAM.
Awesome, Giovanni. All right. Thank you for that introduction. Now we'll go to Matthew Geis.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Matthew. How are you today?
How's everyone today?
Very good. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So Matthew Geis, and I reside just about 30 miles south of Cleveland, Ohio, and this will be my my 5th time doing RAM or RAW, my 2nd time attempting RAW solo, and I'm currently calling you from Borrego Springs, California, where it's about 95 degrees and 30-mile-an-hour winds, and I'm acclimating for the next week, getting used to some of this heat we're going to experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and we'll get to our next victim, so to speak, Michael Davies-Hughes. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. Oh, good evening. Great.
Yes.
How are you all doing?
Doing great. We appreciate you being here. You want to give us a little background about you real quick?
Yeah, sure. Michael Davies-Hughes, Team Red Dragon. I'm doing solo RAM this year. This will be my 2nd RAM. Entered in 2018. I live in beautiful Eureka, California, and unlike Matt, it's about 60 degrees here. Even though we're in the same state, Matt, I'm in the northwestern end, so a little different.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michael, for being here. We'll get to our next person, Valerio Zamboni.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing? Very good. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Valerio. This is my 10th RAM. I finished 7. Hopefully this is going to be the 8th one. I'm actually in Mexicali, Baja California, because we couldn't get into the United States. So we need to quarantine in Mexico for another 5 days before to be able to enter into United States. Temperature, it's absolutely very high. We are every day in around 110 or a little bit more than that. So everything is proceeding very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. And the next person that will add to us is Tim Skipper from Team Skipper. Hey, Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How's everybody doing?
Very good. Yes, we're good right there. Yes. You want to give us a little background real quick on you guys?
Yeah, so Team Skipper, this is my 19th RAM.
Awesome.
Going to riding some awesome Spiegel bikes. We do plan on breaking the existing 8-man 60-plus record. We've got a very excellent team. I live in Glendora, California.
Awesome. Okay, Lee, you want to start them off?
Well, I'd just like to have you and I sit back as much as possible. I bet you some of you have got questions or things you'd like to share with other people, or just to say hello to an old friend or whatever. Let's just talk, folks. Anybody?
Anybody got to start? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and do it this way. Hey, Giovanni, what are you all ready for your great RAM attempt?
Ready is a big word. I always say that.
Yes.
It's a very big word. I'm very excited. I'm afraid of RAM too, but I am very happy that I had this opportunity to join Philippe in this adventure. So,
gotcha.
Looking forward to it.
Gotcha. Any of you veterans of RAM have any great comments for Giovanni on his rookie attempt?
Giovanni will be as curious to hear from you as the rest of us, to hear how much you love Kansas when you're going through it.
I crossed Texas with my car this year. I think it's a beautiful state.
Gotcha.
I guess Philippe is here all right. Is he here in the States yet?
Yeah, he's in New York, and we're going to Borrego Springs together from the 11th. So we're joining Meta. Meta, are we going to see you in Borrego? You will be there on 11th?
I'll be in Borrego until Saturday. So whatever. Yeah, I'll be here through the 12th.
Okay, so maybe we're going to have the opportunity to have a ride together.
Most definitely. I'm surprised we haven't run into each other in all of our riding that we do in Northeast Ohio. And right?
Definitely.
In the news, I don't know if everybody heard it before they came in here or not. We have been learned that Nicole Rice is not going to be able to make it into the United States, and that's a tremendous disappointment to me. I think to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a different RAM, Valerio, don't you think?
So yeah, definitely it will. Um, I'm very sorry that a lot of people from all over the world, especially from Europe, they couldn't get into United States. Uh, we have been trying any different venues in the past months, including the infamous NIE, but the NIE, eventually the Department of State, it was not ready to release any NIE for non-professional rider. So it was enough clear already a month and a half ago that the only way to do it was to quarantine in one of the countries allowed by United States to do it. And actually, we tried to do some research and try to simulate the weather that actually we had in Palm Desert, because in the past day we used to to go to Palm Desert and just like for acclimate for the weather. And so we find out that part of Mexico, it's absolutely very hot, actually a little bit more than northern than here. So we pick up this place here, which is absolutely, I never heard about Mexicali in my life until 11 days ago. Now is the center, now is absolutely the center of the world, because we are here. I'm not only by myself, but because I had to take with me 5 people, because part of the crew are from Europe and part of the crew are from United States or other countries. So it was a lot of work logistic wise to be able to fix all the things. We have guy coming from Brazil that they had to go to Costa Rica for 15 days to quarantine. I mean, it is a mess. Okay, but at the end, here we are. It's going to be totally different, and I feel absolutely very sorry for all the people from Europe that they couldn't come here. Some of them they react strongly on social because they were not able to come, and I mean I understand their position. Okay, I know, but that's it. It is what it is. Okay, you can't fight a system like United States. I mean, it's just like you got to do what they ask you to do. Either you agree or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here and you got your crew and people with you. That's awesome.
Not yet, but not yet. For the time being,
not
we are
yet.
still in.
Still in process.
Are you going to fly your helicopter in, Valerio?
Yeah, but the thing is that it's from here to the border, there are probably like a sort of a 2 miles. Okay, sometimes we have dinner at restaurants exactly at maybe 100 meters or 100 yards to the United States, but they are the longest 100 yards ever.
Yeah,
because it's just you can get through. Okay. So we need to wait another 5 days until we're going to be able to. And the thing is that the land border, shuttle, ferries, or pedestrian, everything is closed. So you need to fly by air, by an airplane. You cannot cross. So for me to do like sort of 60 miles or 70 miles is going to take around 9 hours, because I have to fly down south to Mexico City, fly to Phoenix, and from Phoenix probably to San Diego or something like that. It's going to take 1 day to do 50 miles.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I'm laughing because it's not me that has to do it, Valerio. But it's quite a challenge. Hey, some people, let's have some comments in here. If you'd like to win that book, all you have to do is make a comment. And if it's a nasty one, we just won't post it. But
there you go.
You still get your name put in the hopper.
There you go. Besna from Spiegel Bikes was asking a question for Tim and Giovanni. With just a few days before RAAM, how do you guys feel? And she wishes she could be there this year. Tim?
Yeah, well, interval training has been intense recently over the last few weeks. Got a lot of, it's going to be a big team this year. You know, this is one of the largest teams I've put together. So we've got, 8 riders and 18 crew. So it's difficult to get everybody coordinated. But the bikes are all ready to go. They're riding very, very sweet and smooth. And we're going to be pretty fast, I think. We're looking at some good speed, I think, this year.
Awesome. Giovanni, I think you said how you feel, but how do you feel with just a few days left? I know you're nervous about it.
Very nervous, yes. Afraid.
Don't be afraid. You'll do fine, I'm sure. We can't wait to see all of you guys come through, the ones that are doing RAAM, come through our time stations here in Ohio. Michael, we haven't heard much from you. How are you feeling getting ready for the race? Any reservations or any problems with getting ready?
No, not at all. I feel very fortunate that I've been able to train and prepare as normal. I haven't had to go through the things that certainly Valerio has had to go through and others like him. But your preparation's gone great. My nemesis in 2018 was the heat. The desert, and been training pretty hard to prepare for the heat, which is hard to do here in northern coastal California because the temperature here, at its hottest gets to maybe mid 70s. So I've had to make some homemade modifications to my home to be able to acclimate for the heat. So I made a heat chamber in the stairwell under the in the house.
I think I've seen a couple of your posts, yes.
Yeah. So that's been good. I'm able to get that up to about 110 degrees, and it's. So
your house is on fire. Your house is on fire. Okay. Are you trying to tell us that you do not have a house anymore because it's on fire now? Right?
That's how dedicated I am, Valerio. Yes.
That's how those California wildfires start, right? The heat chamber.
That's what they call the hot room, right?
Definitely.
That's right. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, no, it's good. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be just extra special this year because, we've all been through, global pandemic, and and this race itself was touch and go for so long, even up to, 6 weeks ago. We really didn't know if it was going to happen. And although the field is smaller, I think that it's just going to make it extra special when we make it across the States. I think it's going to be like, we already talked about how it's a family, but I think the family ties are going to be even closer this year because it's a race of hope, I think, for all of us. And hopefully we can, support each other along the way.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. That's awesome. Looks like we
here's
have...
Lamb Doe just popped in. Hi, Lamb. How are you?
Awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Good to see you. What are you doing this year, Lamb?
I'm doing 2-person raw.
Awesome.
Okay. And I'm interested. Tell us a little bit about your charity, Lamb.
Well, I guess 2 now. The current is Go Cycling Now USA. We're gonna try to get kids between 3rd and 12th grade riding a bike. We're starting a summer program at one of the charter school near where I work. So we just got our nonprofit status approved, and we're gathering old mountain bikes to fix up for them.
Okay, great. Well, good to see you again.
Definitely.
got a comment here from Stephen.
Stephen, you got to bring that up. Yep. And let's go to Matthew about this one. What was your favorite qualifying race, Matthew?
Well, it's hard to say really. So many of them have not happened over the last few years, but back in the day, old Calvin's Challenge is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, we were just talking about that the other day. We hope it comes back sometime.
Yeah. Well, Doug's asking about your equipment getting here. Valerio, how are you handling your equipment?
If you're talking about the bike and all the things,
Yeah.
it's a complicated stuff because some bikes are in the United States, and they're gonna go from Miami to with the follow car that is gonna be the follow car. They're gonna drive over to Oceanside directly because the car cannot come to the United States. So I had to fly here in Mexico with another bike that I had in Europe, and we are okay with the bike. And so we have part of the gear that they are coming from Miami, other they are with us here. I hope the day we're gonna reconcile everything, we're not gonna miss wheels or stuff like that. We don't know yet. Okay,
Yes.
It's just like we're gonna we try to do everything was possible to do before, but it was not easy. Okay, I mean, it's just when you have things all over the world, it's a bit complicated. It was not the right year to do this kind of things, but we'll try. And again, I think this RAAM it's a little bit more than a simple race. Okay, this is a message to everybody that here we are. The world didn't fall apart. We are still here. We need to start somehow, and it's not going to be the perfect RAAM. We agree on that, but it's better to have a non-perfect RAAM that we have no RAAM at all. So
Definitely.
So we got to start from somewhere, and I think at this point it is what it is, and we will try to do our best. Okay, there's a lot of things, all of us, very complicated this year. Okay, as you know that we need to prepare a bunch of papers, and for every crew or member, there are around 60 or 70 pages that have to be done properly. They're not going to be checking. They're not going to double check all your bikes and cars, but they reserve the right to double check everything during the race, and everything is wrong, you might have a penalty. So there is a little bit of pressure on this kind of things because everything is in your hand in these days. Okay, but again, we need to adapt, and let's hope for the better.
Definitely. And like Tim was saying in the private chat, I agree with you, Tim. I think the RAAM organization has done a great job getting us to this point. And kudos to them for going through all the process and getting all the permits and everything to make this happen this year.
Now, we had Leah Goldstein on, and one of the problems she has is not so much she's figured out how to get here, but getting back is a problem for her. Now, I think Vesna would understand that going back into Canada can be very expensive. Now, Jim, help me if I got this right. She has to spend 3 days in a government-approved hotel, I believe.
I believe that's correct, yes.
And that can be extraordinarily expensive. And then so many days quarantined at home. I think that's the way
I believe you're correct based on when we talked to her, yes. And I don't think that's changed.
Yeah. Valerio, are you anticipating getting back, having any problem getting home?
No. We won't have anything like that. We just need, first of all, most of the people in our crew are already vaccinated, so we are okay somehow. Okay, and we need to do another. Before to come here, we need to have a PCR 72 hours before to get into Mexico. We need to have another PCR before to go into the United States 72 hours before, and we need to have another PCR before to start RAAM to produce to the RAAM authorities, but not people that had the vaccine, they are vaccinated, they have a waiver, so they don't need to produce any PCR. Of course, if you start to put every time you ask for a PCR, we are talking about $100, sometimes
Yep.
$160, $150. So we are just talking this year around 5 or 6 grand just for PCRs or stuff like that. Okay, because you need to do three or four of them. Okay, so this is going to be for international travelers and racer. It's something that you need to put in the budget somehow. Okay, there's no other way to do it. But on the way back, we won't have any problem. I mean, we won't have any problem, relatively speaking. We need to have a PCR 72 hours, and that's it. Once we land, they don't put. In the old days, until a few months ago, they put you in a sort of a monitoring list, but now not anymore. It just okay. Europe now is doing pretty good in terms of freedom for the people. Okay, so we have a curfew now. They move up to midnight in most of Europe. We used to have 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock until 3 months ago. Okay, so restaurants, they start to open at night too, even if they have to close at 11 o'clock. Things there start to improving. Okay.
Gotcha.
Let's interrupt here and say that if you'd like to have a chance to win that book of Dex Tooke's Unfinished Business, it's a great read. Kind of exciting, you know, even though you know ahead of time what the outcome is. He has a nice read, so get your name in the hopper there, make a comment on Facebook or YouTube, and you go in the hopper. Now, how many? What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to have people coming in okay for the World Time Trials? That's the other thing.
Everything is in
open by then.
Everything is in the hands of the United States, because in Europe, like France, Italy, Spain, Greece, plus other countries, they already open from people for touring from United States. It is United States still. They do not allow people coming here in the United States for tourism. So it's a few months ago, we thought that mid-May, it was a day that they should have opened, but it didn't happen. So most of the time, Lee, this is nothing to do with the real life decision or political decisions. Okay, so how do we know what's going on at a certain level? Okay, so we have no idea. So we don't know. Okay, so be in a situation that people from Europe, they cannot come to the United States, saying that we had 4 months ago. Now, cases in Europe are most close to none. I mean, it's just like a zero, we are okay, but still no decision has been made yet. So I suspect it's something linked to more Washington maneuvers or political things that they are out of our control.
Yeah, it's well, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to stop right there. I don't know.
None of us do. That's true.
I tried to push you, Lee, but you are so smart. You smell there was some problem going on, and you stopped.
There was a trap there.
There was a trap there. Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew it. You smelled the trap.
We don't have the medical expert here on the panel. What he thinks about all this, Lamb? Now, I don't have your sound.
Hang on, he's muted. Hang on, let me unmute him. For some reason, he got muted.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. I see patient every day, but I'm wearing my mask. I've been vaccinated, and who knows what's going to happen in the winter.
Definitely. Yep, I'm still wearing my mask out, even though I've been vaccinated and everything else, so I understand.
Yeah, our doctor's offices here, and I think we've learned that maybe come wintertime, for somebody with my situation, it would probably be a good thing for me to wear a mask in winter anyhow, even though I get the flu vaccine and all that. Maybe what some of our friends in Asia have done all along has been the right thing, Lamb.
Since my sister keep asking me when are we gonna stop using the mask, and I tell her that I think it's gonna be the new normal. Um, I have to say that since we started wearing masks and stuff, I've had less cold,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure.
maybe that's a good thing, that maybe we should be wearing masks more, like people in Asia. But
Well, you're particularly vulnerable, aren't you, Lamb, with seeing patients all the time?
they cough and sneeze on me every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But
Have
anyway,
any of
we have
you?
a good
Go
news.
ahead.
We don't need to wear a mask at RAM. So this is the thing. Okay, so from our point of view, that's the RAM about RAM. It's good. Okay, I mean it's just a lot of common sense. Okay, if you get into some closed environment, just wear the mask. Follow
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be a big deal. They're not asking for anything impossible. Okay, so they're asking to do whatever we always we are doing in these days. Okay, so
Yes.
it is okay, right? So from our perspective, it's fine. So, and about Borrego, I don't know. Just we need
Yeah,
somebody
well,
more. Yeah.
I just said, I don't know if you heard or not, Valerio, but Transcontinental has been canceled. I suppose they have to cross an awful lot of borders, don't they?
Transcontinental. Are you talking about that one in Europe?
Yes.
That's what I
Oh,
understand.
right.
That's
Yeah, but it's yeah.
they're
It
crossing a
actually
lot of borders.
yeah, there are a lot of borders and it. But that one in the United States, they left like I'm sorry for this rumors, guys, but noise. But I have a.
No
I'm
problem.
sorry.
That's life.
I'm an hotel, and I just got back from training now because it's only it was 6 o'clock here, so I just went out for training during the. So I don't know. I don't know. That one from United States, they were Trans America, whatever they call. They left like a few
Trans
days
Am.
ago. Trans Am,
Yeah.
yeah. They called like I think 2 or 3 days ago. We're gonna see some of them probably around Kansas. Sometimes we cross our path between the guys coming from Astoria and us. So this is what usually I meet some. I see some of them. So it was okay. In Europe, it's a little bit different. It might be, sometimes yes, it's COVID, but sometimes it like people they do not have enough people participate to the race. Okay, so because of the circumstances that should happen these days. Okay, so it's a combination of things. Italy actually, if I can say so, it was very good in terms of races last year during the very bad moment. That been able to do at least 5 or 6 ultra cycling races
Right.
yeah, and all of them. I mean, good. I mean, I'm talking about serious stuff. Okay, with around 50,000 feet of elevation in 500 miles. Okay, so just like serious stuff. Okay, and this year they already did like 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them, and calendar looks to be okay for this year. So Italy actually was very good, better than any other countries in Europe in terms of races. They've been able to do a lot of them.
Yeah, well, that was a good alternative to put to put your training to use.
Right.
Excellent.
I want to pause here just a moment, and when I have a time to thank Valerio, I think I've thanked him before. He knows this. I was just about ready to say no more OHIORAAM show. I couldn't do it any longer, and I don't know how Valerio figured it out, but he got in touch with me somehow and said, "Europe is closing down, Lee. Could you do something?" And so I did, and I'm glad I did because I'm feeling a heck of a lot better than I did then. And Jim came along and has picked up the the gaps that I have left here, and I have a sense of continuity for this show now. So, Valerio, thank you.
Yes.
Listen, Lee, we thank you very much. Last year, at a certain point, it's in Europe. I'm not sure that you guys had the same feeling in the United States, but in Europe, at a certain point, we felt last year that the world it was going to finish. So when in 24 hours we start to see that all the country is completely empty, no cars, no people walking around. I'm telling to you, it was a tough moment for us living there, and even now when I talk, I have some anyway.
Yeah,
it was a very bad
emotional,
moment.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a very bad moment, and thanks to you, at least, we have been able to talk about different things and actually be able to go further, and things they eventually improve a little bit a few months later. But it was a very bad moment. Thanks to you.
Now, that is not tears in my eyes. I have an allergy.
Yep, and
Hey,
Tim
Jim.
Skipper wanted to give a shout out to Mike the sign guy. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Great job by Mike. We just had him on the show a little bit ago on our time station show and talked about the signs. So
And
it's really worthwhile giving it a shot, because to see the signs and more signs, it seems like it's just really exciting to see them, and I just wanted to say thank you to him.
Well,
thank you.
You had a lot of demand for those elsewhere, and I don't know that we can respond to those. But let's take that opportunity to say, if you go to the OhioRAAMShow.com website, on the right-hand side, you can see a place you can make a donation to Mike's sign program. He just plunked down $1,000 for new signs, and so give him a few bucks to help the.
Yep, I did already. I donated because I thought it was really worthwhile.
Awesome.
A lot of people have. He's got a nice little start on that, and I haven't seen his last tally, but that really means a lot, because he does that out of his own pocket, and then not only that, but the amount of work it takes to put out those signs over 200 miles is unbelievable.
Yes,
okay, Jim, this is wonderful. We could talk all night, but I'm anxious to find out who's going to win that book.
Okay, definitely.
Let
me get.
Excuse you guys, I apologize, but I really need to go because I had another commitment with all my team here, and I need to see them in 10 minutes, and I still need to take a shower.
Sure,
I apologize. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks
we appreciate it.
And
Definitely.
No apologies.
Lee,
good luck, Valerio.
We'll see you in Ohio. Lee, don't miss.
Listen, there's some challenges I have, but we got a date, and if I'm not there, you'll stop in at 43, and I'll be there virtually.
Listen, no. We're gonna listen. We're gonna send you a limousine, a stretch limo, and to pick you up from home and take you to the time station. Okay, no jokes. Okay, all right.
Oh, bless your
Thank
heart.
you.
Valerio,
we some cheerleaders
you're
on
a
it.
star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So much.
Good luck, sir.
Bye, Valerio.
Right.
And Greg Zuber, the voice of the Ohio Ram Show, just texted in here. He wants a chance at that book. Greg, it's a great book, so maybe you'll read it. I saw Dex this morning at church. Gregory. Dex Tooke is the book. I'm all mixed up. Jim, get me out of this mess.
No, there you go. We wanted to say one thing real quick. Lamb had to leave. It was dinner time. He wished everybody good luck to all, and he'd see us Tuesday.
Okay,
or see you guys Tuesday.
Let's pull that window up and spin that wheel and see who in the world's going to win that
over
book.
Here. Let me get that up there on solo. All right. Here we go. Wheel is spinning.
Round and round she goes. Where she stops, you might think, but no. No, I don't think.
Oh,
Katrina.
oh,
That
my
is-
wife. Very active.
Awesome.
Good. that is such a fooler.
And
you think
I know,
you
it's
won,
it's
and-
crazy.
And then you have.
I think they do that on purpose.
And
There you
listen,
go.
If you'd like to buy the book, or I'll tell you a little secret. Don't tell anybody, but you can get it for free on Amazon Kindle. And just look up Dex Tooke Unfinished Business, and I didn't get show notes up, but Jim, I will tomorrow morning get show
Okay.
notes up, and there'll be a link in there to Dex Tooke's book. But
Excellent.
who won that now? Oh, Katrina.
My wife,
Katerina.
only.
Yeah, your wife. Katerina won it. Good. You'll enjoy it. You get a paperback
Version,
copy
yes.
with Dex's personal signature in it. And it is a great read. I can tell you, if you don't know anything or care anything about cycling, it's still an exciting book to read. Okay.
Definitely.
You know, Jim, been a great show, don't you think?
Yes, I think so.
Thank you, everyone, for being
definitely.
here.
And great luck on the race. We hope to see you all come through Ohio and stop at our time stations here, and we will cheer you on with a lot of people.
Thank you very much. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Thanks, everybody.
You bet.
See you on the
Thank you
road.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
And,
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, you don't have to go away, but just
Yeah.
hang on for a bit.
Take care.
See
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.